Hello everybody. How are you all doing out there today? My name is Leah from the Wellness Garden Tool Shed, and I will be pulling the 10 cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed to see how this energy holds up for this week. What I really love about cards, and I probably mentioned it if you've been to my channel a few times, is neuroscience. Neuroscience is so cool because basically what we put and feed our brains is kind of what will be reflected to us, which is really cool actually. So, we know that thoughts are not necessarily true, but what we believe to be true is usually what's reflected back to us. So that's cool because you can change things if you really want to. So, so if you ever hit me up on Instagram at Leah Reinhardt Wellness Garden Tool Shed, I do share a lot of that neuroplasticity stuff because I think it does go with oracle cards, which is kind of a little different from what most people say, but energy is there in everything. And a lot of times we can see what our energy is through reading cards, and then we can either decide to use that energy for our advantage or we can dismiss it. So it's up to you, and then you can go from there. Also too, we also know a lot about self-fulfilling prophecy. So if we see something that might be in our favor, we'll go for that. That's kind of why I like doing cards, because it always offers hope. It offers a new solution. It offers a different way of looking at things. And so you are able to kind of change maybe your trajectory on certain things, or how you react to certain things, and or how you understand where your belief system comes from, kind of a thing. So without further ado, as I'm shuffling and getting these cards ready, please like and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. It lets me know that you're actually watching these videos, and all you have to do is hit that thumbs up down below. And it also, feel free to leave a comment or something, and also subscribe. And none of this costs any money. No one's going to see if you like it, if you're into this weird kind of stuff and you're afraid other people are going to see it. So, and they can't even tell if you've subscribed at all unless you go to, they go to your channel. So that really helps me out a great bit. That's one way to help support this kind of work, because I don't really get paid for doing this kind of thing. It's just for fun, and also to educate. I love educating. I love teaching. I love when I'm excited about something and then I get to share it with somebody, especially when I know this stuff works. So without further ado, let's get started. The first card is the situation, which is the overall kind of theme for this week's energy. And let's see what the first card says. Building blocks. Okay, so maybe you're new to this. Maybe you're new to this channel. Maybe you're new to this way of thinking. But you got to start somewhere. So start building those blocks of what it is you actually want to see. Because things take time. We might have to undo a few kind of things that we've learned in the past, some belief systems, whatever, but we can rebuild those. And that's what this week's energy is about. It's about building those blocks. What do you want to build? Okay, so what is the block or energy that we need to help during this week? The fates. Okay, so this is in the block position. So we have to realize you can't control everything. There are certain things that are kind of guided by fate. And sometimes that's frustrating. So maybe something is not for you, but maybe something is. But we're building the blocks to help navigate when things are beyond your control, and how you can learn to accept those things. So even though we can build our life and we can dictate a lot of how we control ourselves, we can't control the things that are outside of us, okay? So some things, it's for you, it's your destiny, it's your fate, whether it's positive or negative, but there's an acceptance with that, okay? So what is the root or the foundation for this energy? What is it to help start building? Because without a foundation, building your blocks needs a stable foundation. So it's chop wood. Chop wood is really about doing the little steps, okay? It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's stuff that, it's the little consistent steps that you do that will make the big change. It sounds boring, it doesn't sound extravagant, but that truly is what leads to people's success. Everybody thinks everyone's an overnight success. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. It takes time to build, but it takes consistent steps. And that is the thing that we need to do if you want to elevate your new building, okay? So add that to your building blocks in your structure, is consistent steps. What have we learned from the past that can help? We have regeneration. This is what we've learned from the past that can help us. So we've learned that regeneration occurs. Okay, it's kind of like this fate thing. You know, we have endings that happen that maybe we didn't want to happen. Maybe we thought we had a dream and it got busted, or whatever the case is. But the thing is, when something dies out, it offers for new growth. It offers resilience. It offers change. It offers transformation. This too is how you can transform yourself. So remember that in this situation, that death is more of a transformation as opposed to just done. So remember, things happen in life, some good, some bad, but there's always lessons in it, and it's always an opportunity to build resilience, and it's just part of life. So not everything's supposed to be, peaches and creams. We live in a life of duality, and so you have some good times, you have some bad times. That's just part of the way it goes. How do you adapt to it? Are you resilient? So let's see, for the higher good, why? Know your why. Why are we doing this? Why is this happening? Sometimes we do have to question why. And, say we do have something that has happened in this fate time, and you're like, man, why does this keep happening? I'm going through this stuff. I thought I was doing good. Why? So the lessons will become clear. Sometimes the why means something better's ahead for you. And generally speaking, when you've lived long enough, you actually do see that. Like, I can remember tons of times back in my early 20s where something didn't work out, and I'm like, why is this happening to me? And you know what? It led to something better. When having this Ponzi scheme drama that's going on, why is this happening? What is the fates? It's because I'm being taught how to do the little steps every day, maybe be responsible for myself instead of relying on other people, because we're all capable of stuff. So there's different whys. Know your why. Why are you doing whatever you're doing? Okay, did it lead to this fate that is not yours, or did it lead to a fate that is yours? Why are you doing it? Is it for ego base, or is it to help other people? Is it for self-serving purposes? Know your why, because if you're building blocks and you've had some fate get in the way and you need to chop wood and do those little steps, why are you doing this? Understand your why is going to really help you with this, or understand why the things that have happened and look at those patterns to help you build your resilience. Because when you build resilience, guess what? It also builds confidence. And when you have confidence, people are attracted to that. And then you stop chasing whatever it is, and then opportunities come knocking at your door. Okay? So, what's around the corner? Exchanging gifts. So, what's good about this is kind of like knowing your why. Is it beneficial to only one person, or is it beneficial for two people, for everyone to benefit? That's extremely important, because there has to be an exchange of give and take. So this is about receiving, just not always giving, and vice versa. So kind of interesting that what's around the corner, oh, we're exchanging gifts and it's holiday time. So yeah, that's pretty appropriate, right? Don't be mad if you don't get what you wanted, okay? That could be it too. Start getting your own stuff. But I think a lot of it really has to do with this reading is about knowing your why. Are you offering a service to the world that can help, or is it really just for your own ego? That'll kind of make you think about things a little bit. So just food for thought. So what is your superpower in this reading for this week? It is time for a nap in protection. Okay, so with this in reverse, like, again, we have chop wood as the foundation. So time for a nap is okay, but don't use it as an avoidance. And I think sleep is good. We always need sleep. Sleep is very good. But sometimes in this particular case, this you need to address the get up and go part of it. Okay? So the time for a nap is maybe not quite now. And so maybe you're going to get that little boost of energy that you had from your nap, but we're not going to try to avoid things. So your superpower this week is to not avoid the things, okay? Just do it. Do like the Nike, just do it. What do the outside circumstances have to offer or help benefit in this week's energy? And it is never-ending story. Okay. So somebody from the outside might trigger you to bring up old patterns. We don't want to keep repeating the same patterns, okay? We want to break them up because this never-ending story is someone's probably going to come to you that is going to trigger up some stories. And of course, we're in the holiday season, so there's a lot of triggering that can happen during the holidays. But don't allow their stuff to interfere with you, okay? Know your why. Remember, the higher good is know your why. Maybe it's something for you to address that you've ignored for a while. Maybe you took a nap too long to just avoid it, and this is asking you to not do that. So pay attention to those things, because things might be dying off, but it's for rejuvenation, okay? So you can address it. The exchanging gifts that's coming from this might be exchanging old personal stories of the never-ending story that sometimes you got to let that stuff go. It's hard. I know. So just remember it's their stuff. Don't let it. Guard your own energy. And when you build those building blocks full of strength and inner confidence and your own self-esteem, then you can understand that those are other people's stories, not yours. All right, hopes or fears? Leg up. You hope that somebody's going to help you out. Well, somebody's going to help you out. You got a leg up. Somebody's going to help and offer you a solution in this, maybe some guidance, maybe this video, but this is maybe the validation you're seeking, the help that you need will come, okay? So you'll get that help. Don't worry about it. There's people around you that are very good, that do want to help. Sometimes you just have to ask, just not this person. All right, what's the outcome for this day? Come to the edge. You are so close. You are so close in this whole new rejuvenation. Yes, some things have to fall apart, but we are building the foundation right here, building blocks right here for a new you. And something that's happened that probably shook you to your core is making you wake up and deal with it, okay? Because it's those never-ending stories, probably from the outside world, your outside friends, your outside family, whatever, that keeps trying to suck you in. You can't let that happen. And that's going to happen around the holidays, especially when we're exchanging gifts, okay? But this card is also about giving and receiving. Who are your emotional vampires? Notice that. And kind of maybe get rid of that never-ending story, because I think there's a little bit of tie to this. That, again, exchanging gifts should always be a balance. And so maybe it is time to transform yourself into not doing that, because there are people that are in your corner that do want to help you. Start surrounding yourself with those people, not the never-ending story ones, but the new ones, and you'll get that. And you are so close because you're right at the edge of doing something fabulous. This week did have, I don't know if it started last week or not, but the beginning of the week was kind of rough, energetically, for me anyways, but it felt like there was a shift probably around Wednesday. I think Wednesday was a big shift. And I feel like this is where we're at right now. We're ready to take that leap. We're coming to the edge to make that change in our life, because we asked ourselves, why do we keep going through this? Well, it's time to break some patterns and do something different. So I like this reading this week because it's really the slow and steady, consistent steps that's going to get you to your target and to get you to your goals. And we forget that sometimes. We think it has to be, oh, we need a video to go viral, or we need this to just get noticed, or somebody's going to recognize this and, all our dreams will come true. That's just not reality. Maybe it happens occasionally, like an anomaly or something. But the reality is, if you just take consistent steps, why are you doing it? Are you doing it for financial reasons? Are you doing it because you want to support your family? Do you want to offer something to the world? Do you feel like you have something and you don't want to waste it? Do you feel like you're looking for purpose? Whatever your why is, that's up to you to decide what that is. But when you kind of look at the why, like, why is this happening? Why does this keep happening? Notice those patterns, notice those behaviors so that you can change. Because your fate is kind of written, and how we get to that, we're not really sure. And again, some things are for you, some things are not going to be for you. And that's okay, because when something's not for you, a lot of times there's something way better down the road that you couldn't even imagine. So again, it starts with the firm building blocks. Let's put that energy of what we want, what we think we deserve. Let's change our belief systems. That's going to be your foundation. And when you do that on a consistent basis, you'll get to know what your why is. You're going to be giving and receiving. It's time to wake up and get busy. Don't let the past keep creeping up so that you keep repeating old patterns, because that's something we're likely to slip into. There's always help. You can always find it somewhere. And then you are right on the edge of doing something magnificent. So, and when I say magnificent, it doesn't have to be big. Everybody thinks this life purpose has to be something grandiose. For some, sure, maybe it is. But maybe it's just being content that your life purpose is to find peace and happiness from within. Maybe it doesn't have to be something big, and that's okay too. You wouldn't be on this planet if there wasn't a purpose. How big or small doesn't really matter, because who cares? Everybody's individual. It doesn't really matter the size. It's just where you find you have meaning, whether it's you're a good homemaker, whether you're a good gardener, whether you're a good accountant, whether you're a good parent, whether you're a good friend. It doesn't really matter, but you're right on the edge of discovering what that is for you. So, congratulations with that. I hope you have a great week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, it really helps. If you also want to help support me in any way, shape, or form, I have a website, wellnessgardentoolshed.com. You can sign up for my newsletter that I usually send out a blog. It's usually about once a month or so. I've been extremely busy working on my Queen course, so I think we're finally getting that wrapped up, and I have a lot of free stuff, a lot of free content that will be coming out with that too, that'll help you get clarity and reign in your inner queen and start learning how to attract instead of chase, and real steps that can actually help you move forward. It's not just woo-woo. I love the woo-woo, but we now are getting a lot of science fact based information that tells you why this works. Okay? So with that, have a great week, and I'll see you next time.